Yandy Smith-Harris revealed her pregnancy on her Instagram story Friday night, sending social media into complete turmoil in an unexpected turn of events. While admirers were busy congratulating her and posting heart emojis in her comments, Mendeecees' Harris' response, or rather, lack thereof, left everyone in disbelief. Yes, not a single public statement has been made by her own spouse. No dad-to-be enthusiasm, no repost, not even a straightforward congrats. Rather, Mendeecees unfollowed Yandy on Instagram a few hours after her announcement, uploaded a mysterious black screen with the words, "Everything that glitters ain't gold," and then disappeared offline. And now, the rumors are getting out of hand. What is actually happening in private? Is this idyllic romance coming to an end? Was Yandy keeping Mendeecees in the dark about her pregnancy? Even worse, is Mendeecees doubting whether the child is truly his? According to people close to the couple, things have been difficult for some time, but nobody anticipated this. This scenario has all the makings of a reality TV-level meltdown, with intimate friends picking sides, viewers speculating about betrayal, and Mendeecees' silence saying volumes. We're going to dissect everything, so grab some popcorn. Just as the internet was beginning to recover from Yandy's mysterious tale, a full-scale storm started to build. It was a straightforward black and white picture of an ultrasound with a pink light that was softly focused, with the words, "God's timing is always perfect," as the caption. However, what ought to have been a time of happiness and celebration quickly descended into uncertainty, conjecture, and most all, distrust. Fans sensed something was wrong almost immediately. The post was not well received by Mendeecees. He had remained silent. His own story was not where he had reposted it. In actuality, he was absent in addition to being totally mute. And in the hour that followed, the quiet was broken by a message that could be heard over the entire internet. Mendeecees unfollowed Yandy, removed all of her recent photos from his grid, and wrote an article with the simple words, "Loyalty hits different." That was all that was required. Twitter was ablaze with hypotheses in a matter of minutes. Was there a breakup, a covert matter? Was Yandy dishonest? Or was there something Mendeecees was concealing? However, the remark that followed completely blew everything apart. A now-deleted tweet from a confirmed cosmetics artist who had collaborated with Yandy a few weeks prior said, "Woo, talking in the streets. That child is not his." The deluge was started by that one line. Fan pages started analyzing timelines, contrasting attire, and determining the last time Yandy and Mendeecees were spotted together in public. As it happened, they hadn't gone to any events together for about 2 months. More suspiciously, a fan account shared a now-viral video from a recent Instagram Live in which Yandy was asked about Mendeecees. She hesitated, gave a timid smile, and replied, "We're just working things out at the moment." The fissures were apparent, and the murmurs became yells. An anonymous source claiming to be close to the couple sent a well-known gossip blog a purported insider tip, just as the rumors were getting more and more fanciful by the minute. This unidentified source claims that Yandy did discover her pregnancy 2 weeks prior, but she didn't tell Mendeecees right away. According to reports, that honor was given to a person who was only known as an Atlanta friend. The same blog revealed yet another shocking revelation. Mendeecees was caught off guard. It was someone else who told him. He is not logging because of this. Even whether the baby is his is unknown to him. Fans' responses were utterly chaotic. Immediately, Team Mendeecees and Team Yandy were established. Some vehemently defended Yandy, claiming that she was quite entitled to disclose her pregnancy as she saw fit. She had been traveling a lot lately without her husband and had recently been spotted hanging out with an enigmatic business partner that no one had ever heard of before, so others were quick to accuse her of being dodgy. Mendeecees, meanwhile, said nothing, at least not in public. In private, however, it was anything from quiet. Late that evening, a voicemail purportedly from a member of Mendeecees' inner circle was released to a celebrity gossip website. "I've always had her back," the recording's voice said, clearly emotional and uncannily like him. "Always. And now she throws this at me. A baby? Whose? Because it ain't me. That one clip ignited the internet. This was more than just drama for fans who had witnessed the couple's journey through everything, from Mendeecees' jail sentence to their emotional wedding vows on Love and Hip Hop. It was like being betrayed. It was heartbreaking. And it was confusing to Yandy's most devoted admirers. Where had the truth gone? Was the father not Mendeecees? Had Yandy truly not told him? Or was this all a huge miscommunication that was exaggerated by the internet's insatiable desire for controversy? The following day, when Judy Harris, Mendeecees' mother, went live on Facebook, the situation became even more convoluted. Damage control was what fans were anticipating. Instead, they received a furious tirade. Judy started by looking straight into the camera and saying, "Let me tell you something. I'm fed up with people making fun of my son's name. He is a decent dude, a guy of loyalty. Yandy should keep it charming, but I'm not sure what kind of games she thinks she's playing. Since I received receipts, she only mentioned that before cutting the stream short. However, it was sufficient. Acknowledgements? Which receipts? What is it about?" Bloggers were on high alert by this point. As speculation surfaced, speculation escalated to new heights. Was Yandy in love with someone else? Had there really been a break in the relationship when the baby was conceived? Or were Mendeecees just acting angry and insecurely? Someone discovered that Yandy had been regularly liking and following postings from an Atlanta-based verified fitness trainer, which fueled the flames. Just 2 months ago, that same trainer wrote, "You're glowing different lately," in a remark beneath one of her pictures. And guess what? Now that comment has been removed. It was suspiciously timed. Too shady. Then the true twist appeared. A blogger published an anonymous direct message from a person claiming to be employed at an Atlanta clinic. The message stated that Yandy had just arrived for her appointment, and she wasn't by herself. Mendeecees wasn't the man she was with. He was described as athletic, light-skinned, tattered, and wearing a diamond earring. According to the clinic employee, the man continued to mumble, "Are you certain you want to keep it?" Yandy is said to have responded, "I didn't ask for your permission. It's taking place. You had best take the initiative." Even though the message lacked evidence or images, it caused a social media frenzy. All eyes were now on this enigmatic figure. But Mendeecees eventually spoke up just when it appeared that things couldn't get any more complicated. He went live. His face was partially in shadow in the poorly lit feed. He was obviously exhausted, worn out. "I was hurt." He began with a calm yet angry tone. "I ain't here to bash nobody. Can't play me though. Avoid tampering with my name. I at least deserve the truth if I was a man enough to support you through everything, even when you were at your lowest and the world was against you." He hesitated, inhaled deeply, like the rest of you, I found out. Via Instagram, via the internet. And do you believe that's how a man should learn he's expecting a child? You'll respect me then, for a period. After just 3 minutes, the live stream came to a stop. No inquiries, no tags, no names. However, the harm had already been done. The entire world was now anticipating Yandy's next action. Would she respond to the gossip? Would she tell the truth? Or would she let the quiet do the talking? Nobody could have predicted that the following morning would bring a fresh twist that would call into question everything. Morning broke, but the drama didn't stop. Yandy finally made her move, but not in the way fans had anticipated. Just hours after Mendeecees' late night live had social media in a chokehold. No video that makes you cry, no rambling caption, not a physical address. Rather, she shared a calm image of herself in a flowing white dress, standing barefoot in a sunny garden with her hand resting lightly on her tiny bump. "Peace is louder than noise," was the caption's simple message. #happy and expanding. It was effective if she was attempting to come across as composed and unconcerned. But what if she believed it would calm the commotion? Oh no, it had the opposite effect. Because the peace and optimism act was not being bought by fans. Clarity requests erupted in the comments section. "Girl, Mendeecees just claimed to have learnt about it via Instagram. Would you mind explaining? Is it really his? Don't act this way around us. Then the real heat came. Mendeecees liked the post, but within 60 seconds, he disliked it. Posting garden vibes while your marriage is on fire is wild. It was caught by someone. It was screenshotted by someone. And the internet took a further turn for the worse after that one mistake. The timetable was broken out minute by minute on fan pages. A TikToker's video, "Is Yandy gaslighting Mendeecees? Or is he hiding something else?" went viral. Others began to speculate that Mendeecees was upset because he was denied a branding chance rather than because the baby wasn't his. Indeed, branding. According to a well-known YouTube blogger, Mendeecees was completely left out of Yandy's covered agreement with a wellness brand to chronicle her pregnancy experience. According to the blogger, it's not even about the baby. It has to do with the bag. Some supporters of such theory switched sides. Suddenly, it was Mendeecees the envious husband instead of just Yandy the possible cheater. At that point, the situation became even more chaotic. Because Samantha Wallace, Mendeecees' ex-girlfriend and the mother of one of his children, joined the conversation in the middle of all this chaos. Her mysterious TikTok became viral right away. No captions, no words. "The math ain't mathing, baby," she said as she sipped her tea, according to the recording. Then the mayhem began. Comments inquiring if she knew anything started to pour in. She then made a comment a few hours later that shocked the fandom. "Told y'all loyalty ain't enough when you're the only one loyal." Immediately, fans began to wonder if she was supporting Mendeecees. Was she verifying that the child wasn't his? Or was she subtly criticizing him? In any case, the internet was unconcerned. They consumed it too quickly. Then, as it seemed like the situation was about to explode, a voice memo appeared online. Apparently from Yandy herself this time. A woman who sounded just like Yandy was heard sobbing to a pal in the message. "I didn't cheat. I didn't. For a while, we weren't even sharing a residence. He left. I relied on someone who was supportive when I was in pain. And now that I'm attempting to move on, I'm being painted as a villain. And now that I'm pregnant, suddenly everyone wants to act brand new." She continued, "Like I wasn't being treated as like I didn't exist. I'm not hiding. I just won't give an explanation to folks who have already made up their minds." Supporters were divided. Some expressed sympathy right away, pointing out that the pregnancy might have occurred during a separation, so in theory, it wasn't cheating. Some were less forgiving, stating that marriage is messy no matter what. The revelation alone, however, did not shock people as much as the person she allegedly leaned on. Because just a few days before everything went viral, Yandy was tagged in an Instagram story by her longtime business partner, Atlanta-based fitness influencer and motivational speaker Elijah Moore. The description for the piece read, "Some nights just make sense," and included a blurry picture of 2 wine glasses on a rooftop patio. It was removed in a matter of minutes. And now that Elijah's name had abruptly returned and the voice note had been published, people were piecing together, was he the one? Was Elijah Moore the clinic's enigmatic figure? Was he the man muttering that he wasn't prepared to be a father? And did Yandy's alleged business trip to Atlanta actually aim to expand her brand, or was it more about giving her more options? Mendeecees' subsequent action failed to defuse the situation. He went live once more, but he wasn't at ease this time. He was clearly upset. He remarked, "I'm sick of being the idiot. Everyone talked about me like I was the bad guy. You guys don't even know the half, though. I was faithful. I was strong. But what should you do if you are repeatedly treated disrespectfully? Grin and pretend that nothing is wrong. And as far as this baby," he continued, "I'll deal with that in private. However, you guys have me completely confused if you think I'm going to stepdaddy someone else's issue." The final lines, "somebody else's mess," went viral right away. TikToks, tweets, and memes went viral. Supporters started to wonder if Mendeecees was threatening to stop the partnership altogether. Yandy, meanwhile, said nothing. No posts. Not a single life. No interviews. The following morning, she posted a single quote on her Instagram story. "Some truths are too sacred to explain to people who only want gossip, not healing." However, it wasn't finished, not even close, because it was only beginning to be accepted that Yandy's child might not be Mendeecees. Another ultrasound image surfaced online. It revealed twins this time. The fans were taken aback. Are they twins? No one had anticipated that turn of events. One of the pictures seemed to have a label with the name Smith-Harris at the top, indicating that Yandy was the source. Now, though, the true query was, are both children of the same father? The internet went crazy. What if it's one of those rare cases where the babies got different dads? Was one of the comments that went viral. Love and hip-hop. Paternity edition is what Yandy actually stated. This simply turned into an entire series. What had begun as a quiet ultrasound picture abruptly turned into a multi-paternity, high-stakes, emotionally charged drama. And everything would change with the next disclosure. The discussion had completely changed after the ultrasound of twins was leaked. What started out as a startling pregnancy announcement has now devolved into a complex web of unresolved issues, wounded sentiments, and escalating hostilities. Wild rumors about anything from hidden affairs to medical oddities were rife on the internet, but behind the scenes, things were getting far more personal. Yandy was seen exiting a Manhattan private OB/GYN office the day after the second ultrasound surfaced online. Despite wearing a sweatshirt pulled down and dark sunglasses, it was hard to ignore her expanding baby belly. Every picture was taken by paparazzi. Next to her, Mendeecees no, Elijah Moore no, but a woman, Tamika, her business partner and longtime friend. As they went, reporters yelled questions. Yandy remained silent. However, Tamika did. "You're doing too much," she added, turning to face the flashing cameras as they got into a waiting SUV. "Take care of yourself. She is healing, not hiding." Within a few hours, rumors began to circulate. The mystery was only made more complex by Tamika's statement. What is the source of the healing? Was heartbreak confirmed by this? A betrayal? Or behind the scenes, something much more serious? Mendeecees didn't say anything, but his social media accounts revealed otherwise. He had deleted the word husband from his bio. He suddenly unfollowed not only Yandy but also their common family account without providing a reason. Fans took note, and they were angry. You may be offended, but why be so whiny? Some people made comments. Others immediately defended him, saying, why should he continue to pretend if the infants aren't his? However, the most intense conjecture emerged with the appearance of a new post, this one from Elijah Moore himself. Elijah was seen jogging in Atlanta in a now-deleted video, shirtless and clearly worried. The caption said, trying to outrun the noise. There are lessons in pairs. That final sentence triggered the internet once more. Twos. Like twins, everyone was suddenly certain that Elijah had just verified his involvement in Yandy's pregnancy. Once more, the timeframes were compared. Fan pages analyzed posts, took screenshots of comments, and recovered deleted messages. Elijah and Yandy were tagged at the same business lunch in Atlanta 3 months prior, but none of them had shared any posts about it. This particular post caught our attention. The picture had been shared by a third party. Mendeecees had taken a solitary trip to Houston at that time, stating that it was for mental clarity. Fans didn't think much of it at the time. Now that everything was in retrospect, the story had changed. It was now thought that the clarity trip might have been an early indication of relationship problems. Another voice message leaked just when fans believed they had uncovered the drama's root cause. This one is purportedly between Mendeecees and Lil Mendeecees, his eldest son. It was a serene yet poignant message. Mendeecees stated, I do not want you to despise her. She remains your stepmother. She has helped you a lot. However, I also can't pretend that everything is fine and lie to you, since it isn't. That one leak generated discussion on all platforms. While some commended Mendeecees for making an effort to maintain decorum, others questioned why a discussion he had with his child was being released in the first place. Who made these recordings? Did any family members contribute to gossip blogs? Not much had changed on Yandy's end. Now she had to deal with pressure on her brand partnerships. She recently got a contract with a wellness tea firm, and they discreetly took her name off their homepage. Due to intense fan outrage, a children's skincare brand she co-owned banned comments on their posts. But the pain wasn't limited to her company. Another individual, who claimed to have worked on set with Yandy during a recent reality TV filming, came forward to a prominent entertainment blog. They claimed that Yandy sobbed in between takes and remarked, "They all think I'm some kind of monster." However, nobody inquired about my experiences prior to all of this. According to the source, Yandy resisted the reality show producers' attempts to include the pregnancy into the plot. According to reports, she informed them, "This isn't for ratings. This is the actual world. This is my child." Nevertheless, producers were already at work in the background, getting ready to spin the tale for the upcoming season. Because Yandy's private life was now public knowledge, whether she liked it or not. Elijah Moore, meanwhile, at last responded to the rumors, however subtly. "She's a beautiful woman," he remarked, laughing awkwardly when asked if he was involved with Yandy during a podcast interview. However, individuals enjoy making assumptions. Let them speak. He made no denials, no affirmation. No response was as loud as the stillness. However, Elijah's remark did not sit well with Mendeecees. "You talk in riddles when you don't have the courage to tell the truth," he wrote in a narrative he shared just hours after the podcast's release. Convinced that Mendeecees had just declared war, that clue pushed fans into overdrive once more. Then the pivotal moment arrived. A snapshot from a DNA test was leaked. It claimed to demonstrate that Mendeecees was excluded as the biological father of the unborn child or children, but it was hazy, partially censored, and lacking formal facts. Although neither party would comment and the document was not confirmed, the impact was instantaneous. It caused the blogosphere to go crazy. Betrayal screamed from the headlines. Justice for Mendeecees was added to the bios of fan pages. Some even altered their profile pictures to show him in heartbreak and stoicism. But there was a quieter moment amid all the commotion. A video of Yandy shopping alone for baby clothes went viral. She seemed worn out, a little reclusive, but still going. She was seen in the video picking up 2 identical onesies, one yellow and one pink, and discreetly putting them in her cart. Fans responded well to it. Some started to wonder if the incessant speculating and condemnation had gotten out of hand. One commentator stated, "She's still a mother regardless of what happened. She still has this baby." However, the pity didn't last long, because Mendeecees made another shocking revelation later that night, this time on national television. He was supposed to promote a charity event, but instead he made an unexpected appearance on a late-night talk program. However, he didn't mince words when questioned about the rumors. He declared, "I'm not here to sugarcoat. I adored that woman, continue to do so. However, love isn't always sufficient. What remains when trust is lost?" He said no. When asked if he thought the child or children were his, "I am aware that they aren't. And the truth doesn't make me angry. The lies have angered me." Even though he didn't go into greater detail, just one sentence was enough to throw the internet into overdrive once more. "I'm not mad at the truth," the statement goes. For 2 days in a row, the trend was "I'm mad at the lies." There were still many unanswered questions as fans dealt with the repercussions. Would Mendeecees end the partnership permanently? Would Yandy at last reveal the whole truth? And who, if anyone, would be accountable for the emotional devastation that a love tale that once inspired so many people left behind? It appeared that the answers would not be forthcoming anytime soon. However, just as everything was starting to calm down, a final leak rekindled the fire. This time, the leak wasn't a voice memo, a fuzzy photo, or a mysterious caption. It was a video. The tape, which was taken with a cell phone and lasted around 3 minutes, seemed to show Mendeecees and Elijah Moore arguing in the parking lot of an Atlanta wellness center. Some remarks were still audible despite the audio being muffled and the video being shot from a distance. The voice? Not at all peaceful. With his hands clenched at his sides, Mendeecees said, "You should have come to me like a man." Elijah's jaw tightened, but he remained steadfast. "I made an effort. However, you had no intention of listening. You decided on something. As Mendeecees stepped closer and lowered his voice, the person filming heard an audible gasp, but the remarks were still captured on camera. You destroyed a family in a single moment of weakness. You want to pretend that you did nothing wrong now. Elijah slowly shook his head. I didn't cause any damage. You couldn't control her. Long before I arrived, you lost her. The video ended in confusion and poor camera work after security arrived seconds later and separated them before anything physical happened. Within minutes after being posted, it was widely shared. Mendeecees were deemed justified by some fans. Elijah had handled it better, according to others. The majority, however, concurred that there could be no peace at this time because everything was so shattered. The prospect of a private settlement abruptly disappeared. Yandy could no longer keep quiet as the pressure increased, and the fan theories became increasingly wild. She eventually went live the following evening. She was naked, not glam. No filtering. She was crying alone in a silent room. I had no intention of speaking. With a little break in her voice, she started, I was going to let you guys think what you wanted. But I'm sick of being portrayed as unconcerned. Yes, I do. She inhaled deeply before continuing. I never intended to cause harm to anyone. Mendeecees, no, not our children, not those who held us in high regard. However, I also didn't want to continue acting as though I was all right when I wasn't. She recognized that the pregnancy occurred during a time of separation, when Mendeecees had emotionally checked out, and that she felt completely alone, but she did not specifically name Elijah. I didn't go seeking solace. When I needed it, it found me. And yes, I am presently expecting. It wasn't intended, indeed. It's true that I wasn't meant to fall for the father. However, here we are. Then the much-anticipated moment arrived. Furthermore, the infants are not Mendeecees. She hesitated. Leave it alone. And I don't feel embarrassed. I'm not proud of the way things turned out. I will not, however, apologize for my humanity. Her eyes filled with tears. I have life inside of me, 2 lives, and I will do everything in my power to safeguard these babies, regardless of whether others believe I deserve to be happy. Shortly after, she thanked everyone who had helped her get through the noise and expressed her hope that one day the world can forgive what it doesn't understand. The live performance broke records. Within hours, millions of people watched it. Stars made comments. Every word was examined in talk shows. Mendeecees, however, didn't answer, at least not directly. Rather, he shared a video montage of their wedding day the following day. Sometimes the vow breaks before the heart does, was the only caption. There was silence, tragic, and last. Divorce rumors started to circulate right away. According to certain legal blogs, Mendeecees had already gotten in touch with lawyers. He was still deciding, according to others, but neither side issued a formal comment. Then something unexpected happened. After being utterly mute during the trauma, Yandy's mother wrote an open letter to her daughter on Instagram. She stated in the sincere post, "Life doesn't always go as planned, my dear child. You're not broken, though. You're not a bad person. You are just a human woman who made decisions, some of which were difficult and others of which were lovely. These infants are a present. The joy of parenthood shouldn't be robbed by shame." The letter became widely shared. Critics acknowledged that Yandy's mother had changed the subject. The story was about more than treachery and unfulfilled promises for the first time since the controversy started. It was a matter of survival, about changing love, as well as reconstructing. Days later, Elijah posted a silent picture of 2 baby shoes, side by side in black and white with no caption. Fans interpreted it as his way of taking responsibility, even though he never explicitly acknowledged or denied paternity. However, there were still unresolved issues long after the dust settled. People were curious about what might happen next. Were Mendeecees and Yandy permanently fired? Would they share parental responsibilities? Would they even continue to be in each other's lives? What about the infants? Would they be raised under a media frenzy? Would they be protected from the mayhem? Mendeecees finally broke his silence once more in a startling display of grace, but this time it wasn't via a live stream or a post. a teenage participant at a youth mentorship event, asked him how to handle heartbreak without hate. Everyone was taken aback by his response. "You don't have to be destructive, but you can be disappointed," he continued, staring straight into the camera. "You have hope even if you are damaged. You can choose peace even if you lose love." It was the most collected and adult statement he has made since the start of the whole story. And it struck a chord. Even those who had chosen a side began to advocate for healing. Fan pages began sharing nostalgic, joyful memories from the couple's history instead of memes. Some expressed the hope that they would eventually make amends. Others only wanted them to be at peace. Days later, Yandy repeated the same emotion in a post of her own. "Forgiveness isn't limited to the other individual. It's for your own liberty. I pardon him. I pardon myself. And with love, I'm going forward." Reconciliation was not mentioned. No news on the divorce, just the understanding that while the past could not be changed, they still had the power to shape the future. The whirlwind then started to slow down. Nobody was certain of what the future held for Mendeecees, Yandy, or the unborn twins. However, one thing was evident. There was more to this story than controversy. It was now a monument to heartache, recovery, and the tumultuous, complex reality of public love. One question, though, persisted in everyone's thoughts as supporters started to move on. Was this truly the end, or the start of an entirely new chapter? What began as a rumor of a pregnancy quickly turned into one of the most stunning and emotionally charged stories reality TV has ever shown. The world thought Mendeecees would be celebrating Yandy's pregnancy. Twins are on the way. But the reality was more perverse than anybody had anticipated. With deception, heartache, and scandal all in the open, a once-admired partnership is now in danger of failing. The role of Elijah Moore? Mystery still surrounds it, but anyone paying close attention can see the signs. Mendeecees, who was previously Yandy's rock, is currently navigating the crucible of public anguish. Yandy, too? Regardless of what others may think, she is choosing to become a mother. She is standing tall for herself and the two lives developing inside of her in spite of criticism and pressure. However, this is what we need to know from you. Is there any chance that Yandy and Mendeecees will ever reconcile? Is there still more to this narrative than what we've seen, or was Elijah Moore ever more than simply a friend? What do you think? Did this woman finally break free, or was it just a moment of weakness? We read all of your comments, so please share your opinions. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe for more jaw-dropping drama, and enable notifications if you're as surprised, captivated, and emotionally invested as we are. This way, you won't miss a single twist in this crazy world of love, deception, and late-night live streams. Because when it comes to Yandy and Mendeecees, if there is one thing we can be certain of, the narrative is far from finished. Keep an eye out. From here, it only goes deeper.